But for right now, the man's role would be to protect and provide. Now, when we say provide, that don't mean buy you every kind of weave you want that costs $800 or $900. It don't mean buy you every kind of Gucci and Fendi and Louis Vuitton. That ain't what provide means. He's going to provide direction and guidance, love, affection, discipline for our children, and help with all of those kind of things. Provide ideas. See, many of us treat the people at the church and the minister like we should be treating our man at home. So, we have it all mixed up. So that keeps them confused and makes them reject us and go to someplace else. He's outside looking for peace of mind. Yeah, because we're not that familiar with peace. We're just familiar with getting dressed up and putting on eyelashes and, maybe even going to school. More of us are graduating from college. More of us are getting PhDs. We got good credit cards. We got a whole lot of things, cars, but it hasn't made us happy. We're still sitting around talking about why we don't have companionship, which is the ultimate goal. It don't have to be marriage. It can just be some good companionship, because we're alone. Yeah. So with our women, one of the first things we need to deal with is nutrition. Women historically have been assigned that duty and have accepted that role because food, as I said, is what sustains life. And eating the proper food, we can decide how long our men and our women live and our children. But it's what we feed them. And so eating out every day, while it's convenient, because we're giving our all of our energy to the white people on the job. So when we come home, we're tired. So it's easier to pick up McDonald's or some other kind of junk and bring it home and feed it to our children until our children get so accustomed to eating it that they don't even want good food. They don't want vegetables. That's who we have been unjust to ourselves. And so we can set a better example. And just cooking. I talk about cooking all the time. I don't know how so many of us have missed that. Cooking food and invite somebody over for dinner. You have somebody at least for some company sometimes, because most of our men are lined up every evening somewhere to buy some kind of filthy, greasy food because they don't have nothing to eat. I talked to a young brother the other day. He told me he don't even know no women that cook. Starting with his mother. Yeah, you ain't surprised at that. In fact, many of our women don't cook, and they go around saying they think it's something to be proud of. I don't cook. They brag on it. Many of our young girls can't boil water, can't boil an egg, can't do anything, and they think that's cute because we don't have mothers in the community anymore as much teaching how to cook. We buy everything out. We don't know what we eat. Snails, raccoons, squirrels. We don't know how to identify meat. And so we, as women, our role needs to be satisfied with less. Stop trying to keep up with everybody else who don't own nothing, but try to buy everything that the enemy and the Asians make. We need to pull back some from that. We think that our men only like us for how we dress, or our eyelashes, or our fake breasts, or buttocks, and all of that. That's not what they're looking for in us. And so we keep them so sexually stimulated, overstimulated, that they don't have time to consider anything else about us, because we think that's the only way to get a man, and that's the only value that we have. We have other great values. We are the queen of the universe, the mother of civilization. And so we have other things to teach us. But our women need to lower their dress, stop going out naked, trying to get attention from strange men. Our women need to control their sexual drive, because we'll do anything, go crazy when we have that on us, And what a lonely woman won't do. It's just anything. So we need to pull that back some and come down from so much throwing sex on our men, so that they can have time to consider something else. They don't have the kind of discipline that'll keep them from going for that. So we need to be in the mother, the first one that touch all of the people on the earth. That's what a mother does. We need to set a different example. We need to start dressing our children more modest. You can't wait till your daughter get 14 to tell her to stop wearing halter tops and booty shorts. You can't do that. You got to start her when she's a tiny little child about being modest, and how to dress. And so people say all the time to me, yeah, you talking all that old school. Now I'm talking about what works, because what y'all got going is not working. Our women are overweight. We big and fat and try to convince somebody that looks good. Our men are overweight. Now you're talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease. And so the stress of racism in this country already puts that on us. We 17, 18 generations up from slavery. And as I said, that's why I wrote that book, Are You Still a Slave? They help us to understand that we're still practicing the same behavior. And we're not always forced to, but as long as we practice the same behaviors that we do and go for the things we go for, then the enemy understands that they still have control over us. And we have lived in a society where our man has been disenfranchised. We have run them crazy at home, and they've been around so many women, they grow up and talk like women and act like women. You know, when we dragging our son to the beauty parlor to get our hair braided, he got to sit in there and listen to women for 3 and 4 hours. Okay? Mm-hmm. When we take him over to our girlfriend's house and he got to listen to that. Well, see, a lot of that impacts upon his development. And there are some fathers who are unfit to be around their children or the woman or anybody else. But then there are a lot of other great fathers who are qualified to help nurture their child and co-parent, but we don't deal with them because we're mad at them. The child ain't mad. Well, we used to identify with being black first and having a black man. But because of the women's liberation movement, now we try to identify as being female, and we got all of this here, you know, black girls do this and black women do that, you know, and we have not come up with a program as black women that honors our men as much as we honor ourselves, okay? It would not be us if it were not for him, okay? Well, everything is just a decision. And when a lot of us hear the truth, we don't want to take that truth because it requires us to change and rearrange the fake values that we have been forced to accept. We think to live, and we don't keep needing a God that we can love. We need a God that loves us. That's different. So, and then we want to come out here and think we should get the top man and that he should go along with any nonsense we practice just to have sex with us. And recognize that all that jumping up and down in church every Sunday morning ain't getting us nowhere. We ain't getting no benefit from that. It's just a play to go and let off steam, let off stress, but it's not building what we need to build. Stop giving it to the pimps, to the preacher. He's a master pimp. Women look for a pimp. They want a man that tell them what to do. They just don't want no accountability with him. And so he's out there collecting the money up, living a high life, when the people in the community are indeed as that. You know, they have offered us the abortion as a form of birth control. And so a lot of our younger women, they just get 3 or 4 abortions a year and use it for birth control because they're offered to us free. They're in our communities and a lot of things. And sometimes we don't even tell the men that we are pregnant. Or sometimes we'll go around to 3 or 4 men and tell them we're pregnant and need an abortion and collect $500 or $600 from each one of them. So we've done a lot of things about that. The structure of family has been so destroyed. As long as we were in slavery, it may take us that long to come up out of it. We haven't been free. It's been under 100 years. We don't have a big history to talk about having no freedom just because we got some football stars and basketball and Oprah and a few of those people. That doesn't mean that we're free because a few of us have figured out how to make some money.